Hi, my lovely spectators. Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio. And being that it's in March, don't know when this video is airing, but this is the lowdown. So in March, I'm going to be doing the Mass Make March 2026. So every day, trying to mass make something. Hopefully something interesting, something I put my own twist on. I don't know. We shall see. I'm also going to attempt to start my 100-day project. So it'll give me a good kickoff to kind of get that going. I'll have about 30 days in, and then I can just keep it going. Because after March is April. And maybe the Seven Plaza and Crafty by Tony are going to do ABC April again. Then I'll have some videos for that. Anyway, I'm also double dipping. What I mean is that I am still doing the Grungy Tags Challenge, which is a mass make, and it falls under the guise of the mass make of March. But that's going to be for Pals of Paragraphs channel, and she puts out her prompt the beginning of the month. It's just a monthly, and I'm going to do it on the last Tuesday because that's my Test Me Tuesday. So I'm going to kind of keep that going too. And then Roxy's weekly challenge 2026. Again, she's also into that mass make, and this is weekly. So she puts it out on a Friday, and I try to have it complete by the following Tuesday. So Tuesdays will still be anything that's related to a challenge, but they fall under mass making. So mass making, challenges, and a 100-day project. And then there's another challenge from Instagram. There's about 8 or 9 crafty ladies over there who put out the Scrappy 8 challenge of 2028. They give you one prompt for the month and you put it out. So they come out whatever day they come out in the first of the month, the following Tuesday, so the first Tuesday of the month, I'm going to be doing their prompt. Now, if it's mass makeable, because again, Tuesday you'll have like some of these days you'll have doubles, right? Because Tuesdays is always going to have Roxy's, and then again the last Tuesday is going to have Lori's over at Positive Paragraphs, and then the Instagram ladies on one of the other Tuesdays with Roxy's. So anyway, that's a lot to say. This is the first video for the month of March, so now I'm going to say that for sure. I can't say this every single time, so maybe I'll make it part of the something, or maybe you don't even care, but that's all right. So I just wanted to get it out there for the beginning of the season, and so you'll see some of these details on my thumbnails, I guess, not all of them. Anyway, so let's get into it. I'm gonna try to do something super simple, something that could add a little element there. Very minimal supplies, right? We all have a ton of book pages. This is from English humorists, Steele, different people, Congreve and Addison. So don't even remember what the thing is, but what the thing is in terms of what is the book copyright and all that stuff. But you can see the lovely patina, right? But sometimes when we use the book pages, we do not want to have all this extra white space. So I am going to remove that from this, right? And so a mass make is to make quite a few of them. I could make them without decorating. I don't know if that's what we want to see happening. I mean, you know, I want to decorate too, because you want to have things to build up your stash. So maybe some generic decorating. So I pulled out some Temu stuff, right? A bunch of the labels, stamps, numbers, things like that. Because I'm also going to want to keep this as flat as possible for where it's going to be used. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Okay, this paper is like, look at this, it's super, hold up, look how many pages is there. Look at this. It just comes apart like nothing. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of the extra white, okay? Because I'm going to use that in another project. So I'm just going to go through this and couple pages at a time, just going to pull it off. I don't mind that it's creating that ruffly edge over there, right? See what's going on there? I'm just going to pull that off. Okay, push some of that to the side. I'll clean that up for what I'm going to use those for another mass make later on. So don't throw them out. I mean, I don't know anybody who's throwing them out. Everybody's talking about keeping them. They're good for putting words as layering pieces, things like that. So I'm gonna just, before it gets too fluffy and crazy, okay? So let's go ahead. Yeah, so I've been trying to be consistent with the channel. Some days I, you know, craft, and when I craft, I want to record because, you know what, I want to give you guys content. I want to practice my teaching skills, I guess. I'm not even sure if I can even say that. Yeah, I like to have the interaction. I have a few people that are always come back, and that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And I'm building my channel. It's slowly going up. It's slowly going up. You know, am I going to be a let's see, Crafty by Tony, because I mentioned Seven Plaza or Roxy. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing that happens anymore, but you know what? It's fine. As long as I'm reaching out to some people and they're enjoying my content, and I get to hear about it every now and then, that's awesome. All right, so I took off the bottom, and I think I'm also going to take off the side. This side, it's much wider, so I'm going to take off that side too. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to take off the white that's like that. I'm just going to leave it because we have two sides to what's going on here. So we'll move that over. Okay, so basically what I'm, from the title you're going to know, I'm doing like a corner, what am I don't even know what I'm calling it. A corner hugger, bookmark, corner bookmark. It could be moved around in the journal if you want. Being flat, so it's just like a little, you know, something there. I went a little stray. Oh, that's because the other side is bigger. Yeah, this has to turn over now. Sorry. And so that's one. Okay, by all means, it's not an original, right? It's something that probably every one of us has done. I know I've seen it on a few channels. So, and I think I even did it in my Ephemerize the Book, but I didn't do the how-tos of that in on my channel. I just showed you guys the different things that I made. Okay, that's good. We're gonna stop with that. So again, we don't need to have any kind of specific measurements or anything like that, and usually if there are measurements that could be helpful, I will give them to you. All right, I think I'm gonna raise my camera up a little bit. I felt like I looked up at that and it was just like woo. So yeah, so let's get into the mass make. I don't even know how many sheets are here so this is gonna be interesting. So basically you want to take a piece of paper, one sheet of paper, and we want to fold it, right? And when we fold it, we want to kind of create that little corner. So we're going to fold it a little crooked. Oh, it's cracking. Okay. And then we're going to fold it. Let's see, I would fold it maybe this way. Yeah. No, I can't use this paper. Oh no, that's what happens when you don't do a prototype. You know what? But you know what? This paper is still good for other things. Okay, let me go grab something else. Hold on. Okay, I had to look for a minute because I don't know where everything is. No, I've been trying to organize a little bit, but it's been really hard. So I went into my coffee dyed stash, and so I have these guys, which were from some little book about, what was it? That movie with, oh God. Anyway, can't even think about it. Anyway, so I have some of these, and I also have some of these, which are from a Bible. So sorry if that offends you. I just, you know, was when I first started. I mean, I have to be conscious that I'm going to be selling it to people and stuff like that. But, you know, just to have stuff to have learned the craft, I went to the thrift store, was grabbing all different kinds of books, textures, etc., etc. So let's get back to what, what I was doing. So we don't have to use the ones that have the crinkled edge that much, but let's see if there's enough of them. Maybe we'll use it. Enough of them meaning that I really want to be at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we're going to call that our mask make with 11. So I'm going to just put these back, but not right now, a little time, put those back. And we do have this for some accent, for trying to fill some color, but I think we're going to stick to stickers. So as I was saying, you need to fold the paper. Now when you fold in the paper, you fold it a little bit on disjointed kind of way, and then when you fold it back, you fold it in another disjointed kind of way, right? When you fold it back the second time, you make sure you form this right angle. And that's pretty much it. So it's free form. It's just a little folding technique that you're going to do. And what that enables you to do is, if you have your journal, let's pretend, right? You can just pop this guy right in under the one that's complete, and you just pop it to the corner. And there you go. It just hangs out there. So we are going to like glue it down on a couple of spots, and then the back would look like that. So you could decorate the back, and you could decorate the front. So that's gonna be, it's gonna be super quick, easygoing, free form. Now in terms of the text, I don't mind if text is upside down. That doesn't bother me. So let's see if how to hold it. Let's see if we can figure out how to hold it so that it would be, oh, let's not use that one because we can't tell on one of the sides. Okay, so if I do this with the text facing me, and then I go that, it's upside down. So if I do it with the text upside down, let's do it this way. I'm right-handed, I'm favoring this way. Okay, the text is upside down, it's on my right hand, and then when I go to fold it, that will make the text that folds over on the top be up, right side up. Okay, so it's a little all over the place, but we're gonna clean up some of those things. Again, I hold it this way so that the text will be upside down, and then I'm going to start my fold. So I want the upside down text to be skewed right from there. Okay, and then we fold that there, and then we just pick a spot and we kind of fold it over. So it creates this like textured layer effect, and if you're using coffee dyed, that's great. If you don't have coffee dye, I would say that, you know, do the outside perimeter first, ink it. Okay, so again, I'm gonna hold it so that my text is upside down. I'm gonna just pick a spot to make a crease, fold it over, and that's it. So super fast, right? Let's see how small we can get this one. Again, text is upside down. Okay, fold it over, turn this over, and even a half or 3/4 of a sheet can make it work. So the most important thing is that you want to create this right angle so that you can tuck the page into that corner. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep folding. So let's do that. Right. Ooh. This one's a little brittle too because of the coffee dyeing process, but it's not as bad as the other one. So, and again, we are going to glue some places down, so we're going to be able to fix those little pieces. Okay, so upside down, no, this way, yes. Okay, so again, upside down, this way here. Okay. So could you do it with other or digitals? Of course, you know, with the digital, you know, you're going to have the interior probably be white. So again, we'll explore one so we could talk about that. So if you wanted to do it with a digital, okay, so, or I'll grab another piece of paper that's one-sided. That's all. And then we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so we're just creating those interesting layers and that right angle. And then, yeah, that's it. And then we're going to look and see how we can decorate these. So, how many of you guys are participating in Mask Make March throwing up your own videos. If you are, let me know down in the comments below. I'll come and by and you know, check you out, give you the watch time as well. I mean, I know that every now and then I'll be Googling it up, meaning I'll be looking for the hashtag and just, you know, throwing on a playlist of that to kind of see what everybody's been up to. But if you're up here visiting me, I'll be glad to come and visit you as well. So there's a hole right here. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then when we fold it, it goes away. Yes. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's it. All of these guys are folded. So we are on a roll to the mask making. All right, let me see if I could find something one-sided. You know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? We're gonna figure it out because I'm gonna take a piece of paper. Okay, just a regular piece of paper because we wanna see what happens. Right. So this is the front of our paper. Let's say before we go on and do decorating, the front of our paper here. So the text is going this way. Okay. Let's see how. Okay, yeah. See, it's leaking through, but you know, front. All right. Yes. Okay. So what we were doing was, that means the text is being read like this. I was turning the paper around so that the text is upside down. I was skewing it, right? And then I was doing that like this, right? So what do we see? So we're going to see this is going to be white and this would be white. Okay. This and this would be the picture of whatever it is that you have if you're doing it with a digital that's one-sided. But then once you go into your journal, again, let's take this as a corner to example. We just slip it on here, right? You only see this one little piece of white in terms of it. And you can decorate right on that. The back will be completely the design, right? And you won't see this piece because the page is there. So again, what would you have to do? Okay, this has a lot of folds in it. Let's just recreate it again. Okay, so our text is upright. Okay, and this is our front. Okay, and then this side is our back. So that's our back. Okay, I know I'm being extra, but you know. So we look at our text, our digital this way. We turn it upside down. We do the crisscross askew, creating this connection here, right? Play with the angles, right? And then we'll do that, and then we make the right angle. Okay, so you will see the digital here. You will see the digital on this side. This will be white, and that will be hidden by the page when you tuck it on, and the whole digital will be back here. Okay, so I hope that you got that now. So let's talk about what you would do in terms of gluing. So for each of these, you're going to glue pretty much in the same few spaces. We're never going to glue in here because that's where our page is going to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue in here. Okay. Got to kind of look and see, you know, where the glue is going to go. So we're going to glue that down. So that page now is glued onto this. And in here, I would put a little more glue towards the edge. And there we go. Okay. So now we have this little corner piece that everything is together, and you have the back is the way that the back is. All right. Again. So yes. Okay. So we're going to glue over here. We're going to press that down. Okay, I could check, see I didn't quite get there. So since it was broken, I'm still gonna go for it, and I'm gonna put more glue here, right? And that's gonna hold it down. So now that's fine, right? And then this one, I'm going to glue right there to hold this guy down, this corner, this edge. And then I'm going to go and stick in here towards the edge to glue this down here. Okay. Oh, and there's one more spot. If you want like a good nice seal, you can glue up here if you want. I mean, when you glue that first page down, that first layer down, you know, you might want to catch that so it's nice and crisp. Let's look at that. Yeah, so I could just go in there. If this doesn't bother you, like a little bit of this lip, then it's fine. If it does, you just poke your little glue nozzle, if you have that, hopefully. And then that's that. So again, so we have the base, we have this, and we have that. So now we have this right here. We ripped the paper when we were doing it. You know what? That's when like some of your extra bits and bits. So let me show, well, it's not to show you, but for example, I have some washi tapes, you know, you have the cello tape or whatever. I would just pull a piece of this washi tape that I printed out on this, and I, you know, just cut it. So it's a little bit on the clearer side. Where's my trash can? Okay. And I would just, like that. There you go. So, you know, whatever you have, some cello, that's fine. You're going to see it on the back, right? Because remember, that is the back. But if it's the cello tape, it's going to add to the overall look of it. Otherwise, you could have taped it on the inside and no one would see it ever. So I just choose to put it on there because the cello tape is interesting and that could be a part of the decorative element. So again, not here, but in here, we're going to glue. So I start up here with the edge and then I'm going to go down. Okay. And then I'm going to check on how deep. If I need to do a little more, then I can do that. It doesn't take a lot. It's a really thin book page. And this is coming out. I'm okay with that. If it's going to fall off, it's going to fall off. Here it goes. It fell off. And then we're going to glue over here for the edge, right? Okay. And then that's going to be all. And just to make sure that we didn't glue anything we didn't want to, we can make sure that our hand can go inside there, and then we put it there. So we're going to glue up the rest of these guys. Okay. So glue from the corner, from the edge. I don't know. I hope this is not like a super simple, way too simple. Like, what's this chick trying to show us? This is nothing. You know what? Sometimes I forget who it is because I'm hearing it over and over again. I forgot who the first one that I heard say it, but there's only so many ways you can fold a piece of paper, right? So we need to embrace that and, you know, maybe improve upon the process and stuff, you know. Maybe somebody said, oh, it's simple, look, whatever, and when they explained it, you know, it didn't quite click for you. Maybe mine is going to click for you. That's cool. So yeah, we just put it out into the world. So the edge and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and now let me double check that I didn't get anything in the section that I wanted it. I still have a little bit of space. I'm going to throw some glue right there. There we go. And then inside here, if you want, I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I'm just like, I want it to be nice and secure. I'm going to be putting decoration on it. So that's a thing that I want to make sure of. So I'm just going to, you know, do it. Okay. So like I was saying before in the beginning, the decoration, I would stick to flat items. I wouldn't put any bulk on the corner, me personally. I will say that if you have this as corners, right, you could extend things past here and make it more frilly. Now, you can just put it there, right? And then you don't have to move it. You could actually glue it in place if you wanted to, because it does add the texture with the layers. So that's a choice that you could do as well. If you want to put multiples, right? If you were doing, let's say, something that was closer to like having sections like a planner or something of that nature, then definitely you can put, you know, 12 of these, you know, January, February, March, April, May, something like that. You could put, you can make it like, you know, that a fancy tab, you know, a different kind of tab where it's not so obvious, right? You don't want to sticking out this way, but you see it and it's a visual signifier that you in fact have something going on right there. Just a suggestion. Okay, so how else we could use this? Well, depending on your paper, this idea of this fold, right? If you think about it, the most important thing about this fold is getting that right angle, because that's going to be important to fix onto the page, right? Okay, so you want it to fit on the page like that, and that's why the right angle is important, right? But if I wanted to, I could easily affix this on the bottom. I could glue it down. It could be a tuck spot. I could glue it like this way onto a page. It's a tuck spot. So it's not just a bookmark on the corner. It's not just a tab placer or someplace where you can hang design. You put it on the bottom, right? You may be afraid if it's going to fall off. Okay, fine. Well, then it becomes a tuck spot and you just glue part of it down. If you want to have this visual, then you glue this like on the page like that. Right? If you don't and you want to still tuck it, you'll have a tuck there and then you'll have some visual interest on that side. If you glue it just on the inside, you could probably have a tuck on both. Right? Because, yeah, if we just put this corner like this, right, we can do a tuck here. And then on the back of the page, you will have a tuck as well there. So, you know, it's not just one, and it's not just a utilitarian, one hit wonder. Oh my God. You don't want to have, you want to try to have things that could serve multiple purposes is what I was trying to say. And it was like back when we were in, you know, the vid, right? And we were watching a lot of TV and streaming and avoiding the news. I was watching Alton Brown, who's a chef on the Food Network. And he and his wife, every, I think it was Mondays, every Mondays, they would cook and live. And, you know, and he was very much into, you don't buy a tool that does just one thing in the kitchen. So, you know, so yeah, so that's makes sense, right? You're gonna spend a lot of money sometimes and you want to be able to, so if we can, you know, figure out a craft or something that's going to serve a dual purpose, hey, that's cool, because we can get more bang for our buck, right? Let's see, this guy's a little, that's all right, I'll glue him down. Okay, so I'm just getting in there to get into the thing. So just going to remind you that when you are getting into this corner in here, right, remember that this piece is the separator. So only glue, if it's all the way to the bottom, only glue to this piece, because if you glue any further, you're closing off the right angle. You see how I'm holding that down? That would be closed off if you glue too far down. So that's what you want to check, right? So I glued everything down and I want to check, well, I didn't glue anything over here. I want to check that it's down, but I want to make sure that my right angle exists. Oh, I found another tear, so we'll grab another piece of whatever this printable is from. I forget. I just put it on washi, so I do need to cut. I did cut out the other one that I had gotten from Seven Plaza, and it's somewhere under my desk in someplace. But this one is from somebody else. They made different types with different patterns. But what happens with the washi is that the washi has like a little bit of whiteness to it. So I'll show you. And this is the washi paper sticker, right? You could print it, printable. So you know how when you have washi stickers and you have that extra little bit of border, it has that cloudiness. So I'm just taking it off. I mean, it's a personal preference. It's not a requirement. So, and then I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, so you see what I'm saying over here? Like you can see that there's a little bit of that whiteness. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then I'm gonna fold it in. Okay, All right, couple more, and then we can do some decorating and whatnot. This is that little one, so that worked out as well. Okay. So yeah, so you have to look at your folds. This is another good example of that. So I just folded, I glued this one down, and over here, there's nothing here but a little piece. You don't want to go all the way to that corner. So I'm going to go from here and just close the edge. I'm just closing up the edge. That's all I'm doing. I don't need to glue all the way into that corner. Okay, there we go. And do I need to do up here? No. All right, and then this last one, same thing. This is breaking off, right? But I'm just going to put glue up to that part right there. I don't want to get on this. Okay, and we're going to go in here, do our top glue. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure that I have it all glued down. You don't have to, but I want to, just because. And then glue on this section. I'm just sticking it into where the perimeter is so that I can get some glue there. Okay. All right. And then I make sure. Yep. All right. So there we go. We have our 11. So now we want to decorate. And so the easiest thing and the thinnest thing that I could think of is to just pull out a bunch of stickers, right? So let's lay out. So usually, so I'm putting all of my corners up perpendicular, like where a book would be, so that when I'm gluing things down, so I probably won't need the glue because these are all going to be stickers. So when I'm going to attach anything, right, it's going to be in the right position. So let me move this over. Okay. Put this back over here. And let me grab my sticker stuff here so I could throw out the last few here. Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 11. Let's scooch another one over here. Let's put the little baby one somewhere here because he's small. Okay, so again, I want to make sure that the paper at that right angle is up. That's my up, right? Okay, besides the words that may be facing the way up, it's like this. So we want to go through our stickers and figure out what we want to place on here. That's a little bit smaller. So let's see here. We have these guys. We have a bunch of little things here. Okay, so I'm gonna use some of these. And if you've ever seen me do a cluster or anything like that, you know that I don't, I just cut and go and keep it going. So let's start with that. Okay. I'm also going to include some washi, so I'm going to grab some tape, a pair of scissors to be able to do this, right? So we're going to do, so my process, right? So I'm just going to cut off a washi sticker there. Okay. A washi there. Now, I guess in mass make form, you would actually put the washis on everything. And yeah, that's true. I think mass makes are like that. Let me move this out the way, right? So I just want to make sure I don't miss a piece. Okay. So I'm gonna have a piece of washi here. Okay, I'm not even concerned about how straight I'm cutting it because it's washi. And then a piece here. So okay. And a piece over here. So I need 3 more pieces. So let's go over here. Okay. Another piece here. Here. And here. So there we go. So every one of these has a piece of washi. Good. So we're done with that layer. I mean, we're not done in that we haven't stuck it down, but we're done in that it's there, ready to go. Okay. Then I'm just gonna cut out some stamps and just place them. I'm gonna try to take bigger stamps versus smaller. So that's my only real criteria, is that they're kind of on the bigger side. Okay. Versus, like I said, the smaller side. So we're just gonna take it off and we're gonna just put one there. Let's see, I'm gonna change it up. I'm going to grab this pair in the middle. Okay. And then we'll throw them there. Let's see. This one's kind of on the big side, so I'm gonna just cut them out, put them there, and I'm gonna be done with this one. Let's see what we have here. Let's add some. We can add a piece of fruit because that one's kind of on the big side. Yeah. So I'm looking to kind of add in my brain 3. You know how they talk about the 3s and the multiples and stuff like that. So I'm just looking to find 3 big ones. All right. I'm gonna have to look over there. This is a nice long one. I'm gonna take that as well. Okay, put it there. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Let me go back and look again. I think the building ones had bigger ones. Yeah, so I didn't grab anything from here. So we have that postage. Okay, looking thing, and this. And do we have another big one that I missed on any of the others? Hold up. Yeah, I didn't grab them all. That's why this is not. This is all right. So we have some painting. Sorry, I'm leaning them on my chest, so they're not in the screen. Painting. All right, that's not that big. And what else? Oh, we have a bunny rabbit. Let's take that bunny rabbit. It's kind of big right there. And then we will have one on everything. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. So, okay. So that's my first element, and I'm good with that. I have the washi, I have that, and I have the sticker. I'm looking at what else I grabbed, and I had grabbed numbers. So this was actually supposed to be a calendar set for from Temu, right? So you can actually take off the numbers right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put yeah, why not? I'm gonna put 3 numbers on each one, including a pop of the red, because why not, right? So I'm just gonna grab, so they're gonna be some numbers that are repetitious in nature, right? So I'm gonna pull them off after the fact. Okay, see, I had used these before, so you know what? Let's use those 3 because they're there. Let's use these 3 so we have another one that doesn't have red. Okay. And like, I'm not even, like I said, I'm not really focusing too much on what is getting pulled. I'm just focusing on that I'm grabbing an element. And some of you may be horrified and thinking, well, how's this all going to work? I don't know. And just, for me, it works. But then again, that might be just my go-to way of being. So I like that red one with the regular, so I'm grabbing those. And yes, they're in the sequence, but that's all right. Let's grab, let's see, let's grab these 3 for there. Let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more sets. Okay, so I'm gonna keep diving in here and just grabbing whatever. And grabbing whatever, 4 more sets. So this is 3 more sets. Let's do that. I'm hoping that I'm not cutting into them, but if I do, I'm not going to stress over that either. And I still need 1. I still need 2. Okay. Okay, let's see if I have another one that's got some color. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this one has a red here. So we're going to do this like that. And then let's do these 3 over here, and we have 2 red numbers and 1 black number. Okay, right there. Okay, perfection. Okay, so gonna start with this, and then I'll do some final touches with this stuff, right? So this is how I do it. I would just lift this up. I would grab the washi. I put it somewhere, right? Of course, not past this. So I'll put it like this. I will go over if I wanted to, not a problem. I will take the postage stamp. I'm trying to get it off the packaging. Take the postage stamp. I would keep that straight with the pocket, so I'll put it there. So I overlap the one thing here. Then I have the numbers. So I would grab the numbers. Come on. I'll overlap here possibly, right? Why not? I would overlap on this corner right there. And then I would probably overlap for some length over here. Okay? And that's how I would start. So I would just do the same thing for each one, so they're all going to look the same. They're not all going in the same journal. If they were going in the same journal and you weren't mass making, then of course you might take more time with what you're doing. So again, I like to put the washi. I'm turning it around because I know that side is going to be visible. We have a postage stamp thing. I'm making sure that it's parallel to the edge. Okay, we have 3 numbers, so I'm going to put the red one here because why not? The 9. We're going to put another one. Oh my goodness, this is harder. The washis are harder than you think. I'm going to put the 28 here. Okay, and it has a month, so this was February, that's September. But again, it's just to have some fun, right? And then put this guy there. So I have an idea of how I'm going to put them to the side so I can work in the middle of how I'm laying them out repetitiously, right? But they're not in the same exact position, so that's good. We're just going to do that, like I said, right? I just want to put the washi there. We have a nice long strawberry. These are hard to get. Okay, there we go. Strawberry. So I'm going to pick it up so I can see that like that. So we're going to do that, so that's straight. And now we have the numbers, and this is from December, so we have a December on here, which is fine. Okay, and that doesn't make sense for the strawberries, but it's okay. And we just want to make sure that we are overlapping and then overlapping there. Okay, same kind of format, right? And let's do this one. Okay, again, we have the washi. Let's do the washi right there. Okay. Let's do the postage stamp over here. Okay. So everything is touching everything else. I think that's one of the things that I do try to keep consistent. So we have, this is a July one. I should be a little higher, sorry. Sorry, guys. And then over here, the 14th. And just to be different, because there's not much space down here, I will layer that like that. So I still have it going on, but it's just boom, and it's done. Okay, this is the little shorter one, so let's see if we can get everything on here. I think I'm gonna put the washi across here. Okay. I'm going to get the stamp of the 2 lovers, I think. I don't know. Yes, he looks like he's lovingly gazing into her face. She looks down. She's looking down, so I don't know what's going on with her. Okay, and then taking the washi sticker, putting that here. The washi here, the other washi there. If it goes on the other side, it's okay. And then this one, I think I'm gonna, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, yeah, no thinking too much about it, right? I could decorate the back, but we're not doing that this time. Okay, let's get the chicas on here. Okay, so we got the washi. All right, again, just throwing it on there. We're gonna grab the ladies off of here. I want to make sure that they're at least straight. That's one thing. Other stuff, fine, but a picture, I want to have it straight. Okay, so we're gonna do one number here. Okay. Trying to get this off. There we go. You know what? Why not? I'm just gonna go over the top, and I will need to trim that. I could move it because it's washy, but I think I'm just gonna trim it. Just showing you that, you know, just put them wherever. Donde te gana la gana. Wherever you feel like it. Just throw it up there. No problem. All right. Has anybody heard my song? My little song? It's on my channel page. It's fun. It's like 3 minutes long. I put it as a regular video, but you can always go and hear it there as well, I think. And yeah, I just was like, oh, this is interesting. We got it from another creator, Candy's Crafty Creations, and I was like, yo, she had hers done, and she had one done for a challenge that she's doing, a collaboration she's doing, not a challenge. And I was like, oh no, you don't have your own theme song. And we got to chatting, and she told me how and where and stuff, and I was all in. So it's fun. It was just fun. I think it's fun. I think if you listen to it, you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay. This one has a little bit of the white. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. Okay. Okay, just don't want to get too close to the edge. Make sure that it's more or less straight. I know I'm repeating myself. I don't know. Like, I'm afraid of silence. Silence is no, it's not scary. Silence is just, you know. Maybe that's my thing. Like when I watch videos and it's silent, it's kind of like, it's alright. It's not horrible. But if I want to have it in the background to like keep me company and give somebody some watch time, and their videos are silent, I feel kind of like nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? At least if a person is like, you know, yammering on, it feels like they're in the room with me and all that good stuff. You know what else I've noticed on YouTube recently? Or maybe it's this community, I don't know. But I've been seeing a lot of people doing like lives, like going live. And I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm like, I used to do live streaming. I used to do board game stuff. And so it's not something that I'm unfamiliar with. I just haven't done it in this genre of doing crafts, right? Because I feel you need to be looking down at what you're doing. And then if that's the case, how are you going to be crafting? That makes sense. But also interacting with the peoples that have come to, you know, watch you and maybe interact. So that's something I haven't gotten myself up to trying to do. But yeah, bravo to everybody else who's doing it. And I think maybe, you know, builds the community up and stuff, and you have like a more of a following probably. I'm still really baby channel, so I'm not there yet. I did want to kind of maybe pick a day, one day a week, and kind of make it like a live thing. Once I feel like I have enough, and you know, interaction comes, you know, what's the word? The interaction that comes from like the comments and stuff like that. You start recognizing people's names, you know. And, you know, then when you have your live, if you see those names, it's like, hey, what's up? All right, almost done. And then, yeah, so. But if you get into the crafting, it's going to be hard, I think. Because I know when I was doing the board gaming, you're trying to run a session, and you're trying to, like, manipulate the cards for everybody so that everybody could take their turn and whatnot. And then you are looking at doing that, and then you're playing as well. And then, you know, you have to, you know, people want to chat in the chat box and stuff. It can be a lot. It could be a lot. It was a little, it was overwhelming at first. I had a much better setup than I have now, because when that all started when we were in, you know, when the vid was here. So I had stepped up my game technologically, and I had a lot of tech, but right now that's not up set yet. All right, so here we go. We've got these guys made. Okay, you can turn around and do the backs, right? If you wanted to, right? I probably would do the backs with something, and so maybe let's just, you know, address that a little bit, because why not, right? So some of the backs already have something, so we can just turn it over. I don't, you know, because I think that the front is pretty good. I mean, I think that I don't think it really needs too much of anything. So we have a plenty of washi stickers. So let's take some brown. We've got some of these with some color and stuff and like that into them, and then we have some like blingy ones, and so I'm gonna throw some blingy ones on here. So another thing is, like, again, if you're not too some of these are like, oh, lovey-dovey, whatever, but if you layering them, it should be fine, right? So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna throw one there. This one is text, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna start with the corner. This is another way you could do it, the corner being whatever, where you start and put your little sticker right on this side. Okay, again, keeping that parallel to you. I'm trying to grab the bigger ones out of the set that I see here. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next page. See what else we have here. We just had the cancellation mark. I'm good with that. We have this little, I don't even know, parcel thing. Carte de postal. I know. I was doing an unboxing of stuff from like Europe. I can't speak no other language. I could barely speak. No, I speak English, of course, but Puerto Rican, born in New York. But I really didn't grow up speaking it because my grandmother was fluent, and usually it trickles down from the need to speak to the other members in the older members in the community. And that wasn't a requirement for me because she was fluent, and when I tried, she and I messed up, she yelled at me. So but now it's not a requirement in Puerto Rico anymore. So we have people coming out of Puerto Rico who do not speak English fluently, and so that was a little bit of a, I wouldn't say culture shock, but I was just like, wait a minute, why don't you, because it's not a law anymore. So it became a choice, so maybe it became expensive. I don't know how the educational system is down there. Y'all want to say I'm a bad Puerto Rican. I know. But we still, you know, still represent, still say that I'm Puerto Rican. Technically first born here, but I'm still, I mean, we're citizens, so it doesn't even know why I'm even yammering about this. But anyway, let's go beyond something like this political. I see that we're running into a lot of time here, so let's try to finish this off with some other labels. Okay, and so I'm just gonna grab, so I want some tall labels like this, so I can just add a little label right here that does, you know, this is tall as well. Let's see here. Sorry, can't get it off the sticker. Okay, let's see, we'll put this one over here to cover the word love because we weren't trying to be all lovey-dovey on this, right? So we have another overlapping over there. Okay, let's see here. Oh, another another tall one. Okay. And again, I'm overlapping the elements, and I guess creating like a visual cluster. So we'll put it right there. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, let's go to a different color so we're not all the same color. Let's get some brown in here. This is some brown on brown with this big heavy gold. We'll just put that there. Let's do another one right here. Let's see. Okay, that's gonna put it right there. Why not? Okay, and then we're gonna do another one. Like you see, I'm not even like really looking at what I'm grabbing. I'm just grabbing either horizontal or vertical, what I feel would go with this. So just doing that. Because in reality, half of the stuff we don't even know what some of these things are saying. And I'm being silly. All right, let's grab a different color because we used enough brown. And I think we had another color in here. Where is it? Okay, well, not another color, but we have color. So let's maybe do some of these. So let's do a blue, because why not? Bingo doesn't really work for me. So, I mean, I'm not going to just, I slap a lot down, but I'm not just going to slap anything for the sake of slapping it down. I'm just looking for something that's nondescript, that doesn't really say much of anything so that it doesn't conflict. So like this. Okay, just going to put that there. And then with this one, let's do this guy here. So it's a light because you have a lot of this redness here. Okay. And for me, I think I feel like I want another little element, but we're almost at an hour. So I think, I don't know. We should do it, right? We should just do it. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's just do it. We're going to put this one here and that's done. Let's see over here. Let's put a different color, a different color and a different shape. This is another one that's right like this. Hey, come on. Let's say we go like this. Okay. So with this one, I am trying to touch both of the other ones that are there. Okay, so that to me looks good. That seems complete. We're gonna go here. We're gonna grab, let's say we just grab this. And so now we're covered, we're done. And with this one, let's see. Why not we put this RSVP? Okay. I'm good with that. Over here, let's put I'm gonna take a brown one. Again, just a little bit of overlap. All right, done. Okay, and then this one, let's get a nice brightish color. Okay, let's add some color here. It may not make sense to you, but I am good with it. Right, so we got some color there. Okay, and this one, I'm gonna just take a bingo card. Why not? Okay, with this one, let's find another color. Okay, we're going to do this. And if I go over a little bit, I'm not even going to notice that much. I can cut it off if it bothers me. All right, let's get something oval or a little bit different. Okay. Yep, I'm good with that. On here. We haven't seen this color, so why not throw this color over here like that. And let's find a red. Do I have a red something up and down, a little, no, long. It wasn't a long, longish. I had one. I know that I saw one that seemed a little longer. Oh no. Okay. Ugh, come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. See, I just blew up my whole flow because my stickers are not in any kind of order. I'm just like all over the place. Let's see here. Let's take this. It's not as long as I would have liked, but it is longer. No, I need to move it over. I do not, the one thing I do not want to do is have it line up exactly with everything. So there we go. Now we're done. So this is my little mask making with all my little 2 cents and whatever. So we have the backs, have a little bling on them. Okay. And they're, I think, neutral enough or whatever to kind of be on any kind of journal. So we have this one with that as the front. We have this one, and this is our front. We got this one, this is our front. Okay, here, and then the front. There, and then the front. So I mean, we did decorate both sides. Oh, that was the front. That was the back. We did decorate 11 of them, front and back, and made them and glued them. So for an hour, I think that's pretty decent. So that's the other one. This is the little petite one with the back. That's the back. Here's our front. There's our back. There's our front. And obviously, if you fold them the other way, you could have the ruffly bit, you know, the layer bit on the other side. But I think, tend to favor the right-hand side because in the U.S., we open our notebooks and our books, you know, this way to the left. So that was my mask make, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully there's an inspiration in some point or something. Maybe something clicked that I said. If not, that's okay too. I mean, you know, it can't always be 100% all the time. But I will say that I do enjoy to bring this content to you guys. So I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you're new, please consider subscribing. If you are a current subscriber, thank you so much for always being there and coming through again. And you know, all of you can like and comment. That would be awesome. So until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.